Guardian, which is leading with the headline, Farage told backers, I need a million a year to stand as MP. The paper focuses on Nigel Farage's reported financial demands ahead of a possible return to Parliament, portraying the story as one that raises fresh questions over money, politics and public office. Rather than concentrating on party policy, the newspaper examines the political implications of the reported discussions surrounding his future. Well, staying in Britain, the Financial Times carries the headline, City relieved as Burnham poised to choose Mahmoud as Chancellor. Rather than concentrating solely on political manoeuvring, the newspaper examines the market's response, reporting that investors welcomed the prospect while bonds strengthened. It also notes Andy Burnham's suggestions that tax rises may be needed as part of efforts to strengthen the country's public finances. Now, from Britain to India, the Hindustan Times, with the headline, 2 killed as fire guts Noida Sec 66 building. So the paper reports that 2 people lost their lives in a fire believed to have been triggered by an electric scooter battery. The scooter was charging in the parking area of the residential building. Beyond the tragedy itself, the coverage highlights concerns over illegal construction, emergency access and public safety after around 50 families were evacuated and the building owner was arrested. Pakistan's Daily Times, Trump backs off 20% Hormuz fee. The newspaper reports that President Donald Trump has withdrawn his proposed fee on cargo passing through the Strait of Hormuz, opting instead to pursue trade and investment agreements with Gulf nations. Even so, the paper notes that tensions remain elevated as Iran advances legislation to regulate transit through the strategic waterway, keeping regional security and global energy markets firmly in focus. Well, turning to the China Daily, Xi urges high-quality urban renewal. The newspaper frames urban development as a people-centered priority, reporting on President Xi Jinping's inspection tour of Shanghai, where he stressed improving aging communities, strengthening local services, and ensuring residents play a central role in shaping redevelopment. The paper also highlights his call for stronger flood preparedness alongside urban planning. The Australian, agent of change, PM's about to turn on AI laws. So it's reporting that Prime Minister Anthony Albanese has reversed course by proposing dedicated legislation to regulate artificial intelligence rather than presenting it simply as a technology story. The paper frames it as a significant policy shift, balancing public concerns over AI with business warnings about maintaining Australia's international competitiveness. Across to the United States, the Washington Post, Blanche insists he's not Trump's yes man as Attorney General vote looms. The newspaper focuses on acting Attorney General Todd Blanche's appearance before a tense Senate confirmation hearing, where he rejected claims that he simply follows President Trump's instructions. The report centers on his handling of the Jeffrey Epstein files and the administration's tax settlement with the IRS ahead of a closely watched confirmation vote. Okay, finally, we're going to go to the Dhaka Tribune with the headline, How Bangladeshi Job Seekers Are Trafficked into Cambodia. So the newspaper is investigating a growing human trafficking network that lures Bangladeshi workers overseas with promises of well-paid employment before forcing them into cyber scam compounds, rather than focusing solely on the criminal operation itself. The report gives prominence to survivors' experience of torture, extortion and captivity, exposing the human cost of an expanding transnational trafficking network.